Camera rolling and action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Igama lami Usiphile, and welcome to the fourth episode of Usiphile On The Platform. If you are a new subscriber or a new viewer, welcome to the platform. And if you are a returning subscriber and you've listened to the other 3 episodes that I've dropped, thank you for the continued support. I really do appreciate it. I want to give a big shout out to all 31 of my subscribers now. We are currently sitting on 31 subscribers. The first video, I think, is just above 90 views, which is great. It's really great for the platform. And the people that have been commenting, I will get to each and every comment and I will respond individually. The support is amazing. There's literally nothing that I take for granted. I don't take any of the comments for granted. I don't take the likes for granted. I don't take the views for granted. Whether or not you watch the full episode or you watch the first part or the last part or you skip, it doesn't really matter for me. The support is amazing. The conversations I've been having with a lot of people off camera, not on the comment section, just in person, over the phone, just on WhatsApp. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that you get value from this journey that I am embarking on. Today, I want to talk about 3 things. Yeah? And 3 things. So I'll keep it very short. And these are 3 things that I have found or discovered in this journey. It's things that I've previously believed in or things that I had heard before. And I just want to take this time to really talk about it, debunk, or share my understanding of how I've perceived these statements or these beliefs. And the first one is, this one took me by surprise. I think just to give context, if you've watched the last 3 episodes, you realize the up and down that I've been experiencing. First episode, I was very doubtful. Second episode, I was a bit harsh on myself. Third episode came through and I think everything was a bit different as far as my understanding of the journey and just basically being able to articulate this thing that I'm on, which is Usiphile On The Platform, and what I think it's going to be about and what I hope for in the future. So along this journey, there's difficulties that I encountered. Difficulties I encountered, but it hasn't been all that bad. There's also been the good parts, and the good parts for me, I think, is just finally realizing the fact that this thing called growth is not a linear path that you go, that is going to be smooth sailing, but every moment every moment kind of gives you an opportunity to learn something new. And I think for me, that's been the one thing that I'll never take for granted. Just being able to learn something new, or just having a conversation with someone and them giving me a different insight, So there's been the good parts, the difficulties in being unable to post every week like I'd hoped to, late episodes, which I can understand will really affect the growth of the channel as far as consistency is concerned. Because consistency is very important. I spoke about it last week, that this thing is like getting started is one thing, but being consistent, that's the difficult part. And just to continue, having the will to continue every day and every week or every month, that for me, that's what has been a bit challenging. But I didn't really understand why. I didn't understand why it was so difficult for me to be consistent, because this is a platform that I started. I'm not getting paid for the platform. It's something that I'm actually passionate about. So why is the thing now difficult if it's something that I love and I enjoy doing? Is it the work that comes with it? No, I don't think it's the work that comes with it. The recording or the editing the audio and the visuals, because I actually enjoy doing that as well. But why was I struggling to be consistent? And now I started battling, is it difficult because this is not where I'm supposed to be, or this is something that I'm not supposed to be doing? So you kind of think, maybe I'm in the wrong path, maybe this is not my thing. And you make up all these reasons in your head. And the reason why, and the thing that was fueling those reasons or made them valid was a statement that I think you probably have heard that says, you never have to work a day in your life when you do the things that you love, and that's a logic, right? You never have to work a day in your life if you're doing something that you love. So if you're not forced to be at a job, then nothing feels like work. And for me, I think that it's easy. It's easy to get into a space where you start feeling like, okay, I'm going to be motivated, or to believe that you're going to be motivated every day. And that's not true. That is not true at all. One thing that I definitely did pick up, though, is I get this thing of never having to work, or I hear it. Let me not say I get it. I hear it. And one thing I definitely did pick up is that it's easy to do work when you're motivated. Very easy. When you're motivated, my man, I can record, edit, chop, whatever, post, come up with a new logo, new concepts. It's great. When you're motivated, it's easy to do the work. The problem now, the downside, is that you, as a person, you're not always motivated. Whether you're working on your passion, whether you're working on your job, as a human being, you're not always motivated, which is why factors like your consistency and discipline have to come into action. The days where you don't feel like doing it, you have to do it. And just because it's your passion, because it's your dream, doesn't mean you're always going to be amped or excited to work on that project, to record that song, to record the video, to edit the audio, to chop the visual. That's not the case. And I think that's something that we can fall into the trap of moving away from the paths that we're supposed to be at, simply because we're not motivated. And according to the popular belief, you're always going to be motivated when you're working on something that you love, because you never have to work a day in your life. I mean, every day, every moment that you're putting, and every second you're putting into your passion, that is work, you know. And whether or not you want to see it as work, it's work. You have to put in the work. You have to jot down those ideas. You have to record the visuals. You have to record the audio. You have to edit the audio. You have to learn about the software that you're using. You have to learn about the camera you're using. You have to learn about, so it's work. You have to put it, and unfortunately, you have to put in the work. And I think it's the same logic when it comes to like relationships. Like when you're in a relationship, people say, no, relationship, it's work. You have to put in the work every day. You have to put in the work every moment, every conversation. You have to be cognizant of the amount of work you're putting into something. And when you put more work into something, it's bound to be more fruitful, because you're putting in more work and more effort. So I use, like, I wanted to use this logic, this logic, just to also just illustrate this point of, just because it's something that you love doesn't mean that it's not work. Parenting, when you have a child, right? You put in the work. It's your baby, so you have to put in the work, and you parent this person. And whether or not you feel motivated or not, at the end of the day, it's this child, and they're not going anywhere. And that's kind of what passion is that you love this baby. This is your baby. This is your project. You love it so much, but sometimes it gets difficult. It's not always easy. And I think we punish ourselves sometimes because we get this guilt to go, hey, why do I feel like this is difficult? Am I not supposed to be in this journey? Am I not supposed to be in this path? And I think, man, just be easy with yourself. You're not babysitting a project. This is my baby, and if I'm not putting in the work, then it's not going anywhere. So I think just have that shift in mindset of, I'm not babysitting this. This is me. This is what I love, and it's gonna get difficult sometimes. I'm not gonna be motivated at other times, but I just have to continue and put in more work. And it's always okay to reevaluate, see where you are and what you can do better, and find a better way to move forward, So that was the first thing I wanted to talk about, that you're not always going to be motivated. You just have to be consistent. You just have to be disciplined. And it's very easy to think that you're in the wrong path simply because you're not motivated about a certain thing that you are trying to do on the side, okay? So don't stop. Just keep going. And then the second one, which I found, is it's very easy to shift the goalposts. Okay, so this one was a difficult one for me to even come to finalize. It was a very difficult one because it required a lot of reality check. Like, it required for me to be introspective and to be honest with myself about what I want for this platform and what I've been doing, and whether or not those two things correlate. So if the amount of work, I had to ask myself, am I putting in enough work to get the results that I desire for the platform? And if that's not the case, what should I do? And so because, like I said, it's still in my head. I'm like, it's still me. I'm alone. I get to record. I get to decide when to post, when not to post, when what I'm posting, the content I'm trying to create. I had to also realize, like, it's not about me. It's not only about me. Yes, it's Usiphile on the platform, but there's viewers, you watching this video right now. I have to respect you. And when I talk about it, it's easy to shift the goalposts. When you're working alone, you can make executive decisions, with no real consequence. So, like, if you've seen the last 3 videos, I said I want to record and I want to post every week. That was the goal initially. That was the goalpost. I'm going to post every week, and so by the end of the year, we should have over 40 episodes if I'm doing that every week. And there's obviously benefits to posting every week, and there's a reason why I wanted to post every week. However, when I'm now in the journey, I thought to myself, maybe not every week, because maybe I don't have a lot to say. Maybe let's do every 2 weeks. Okay, so now it's every 2 weeks. And initially I posted at 6 a.m. in the morning. And then I'm like, 6 a.m., maybe I can just do 6 p.m., And it's easy. And the thing is, the justification required, or the justification that you generally come up with for all these decisions, small decisions that you're making, will make sense in the moment when you're alone and you're not having a meeting with anybody, and it's just you, and you say, okay, 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. It's fine. It doesn't have to be. Don't put pressure on yourself to say it's going to be the specific time. It can be any time, in fact, any day, and whatever. It's very easy to make those small decisions, but oftentimes, whenever you shift the goalposts, in such a way that decreases your workflow, or workflow. It decreases the amount of work that you're putting in. If you create, because it's good, like I said, it's good to reevaluate your goal and your decision and your platform and your vision and stuff. Now that's great, and you can always just tweak things around as you go to better the process. But now, when you start making small decisions to justify not putting in the work, then it's a problem. And especially when you think you don't have anyone to answer to. And I had to be true to myself and be honest and say, my man, yes, it's just you, right, behind the camera. But there's people that take their time to watch your videos. There's people that take their time to subscribe. And so respect them enough. Respect them enough to provide the work that they've come or subscribed for. You can't just do things. This is me now in the mirror. You can't just do things because you think it's just you. There's 31 people that are subscribed. Yes, maybe not all of them are watching, but 31 people subscribe. Took their time, moment out of their day to subscribe to your channel. And when are you going to sit there and say, every 2 weeks, nobody cares. The people actually do care. There's people that are commenting. That takes effort to comment on someone's video. Watching it takes effort. So it had to be, it was a very tough talk that I had to have with myself, but it's something that you should be wary of, especially when you're doing things alone, or like you have a company that you're running on your own, is that just be cognizant of the tweaks and the goalpost shifting that you keep doing, because it's very easy. And it's not big things like scrap. It's small things like maybe not 6 a.m., maybe 6 p.m. Okay, actually, it doesn't have to be at a specific time because there's too much pressure. It doesn't. Just if you make a decision for yourself, write it down and stick by it. Create rules. So what I had to do, and maybe this could work for you as well. What I had to do, I took a diary, and I had to basically draw out a plan of how do I work, how much time does each thing require, and what's the rollout gonna be like. And I think it's important because I can always revert back and say, this was the plan that I had, and this is where I'm lacking, or this is where I'm doing good. Okay, we can improve there, or definitely we can keep that going. Okay, we have to drop this one, and I think it becomes easier because I'm also a visual person. I like to see these things, so it becomes easier to see your shortfalls or the areas that you need improvement on. So just be careful of that. It's hectic, man, and I just wanted to check something here. They're not one. Yeah, okay. And then the last one I want to talk about. So 2 things now. First one was It's easy to work when you're motivated, but you're not always motivated. Second one, it's very easy to shift the goalposts. And then the last one is, and I want to say this, I'm probably going to clash with a lot of you guys as far as my beliefs around this topic, that it's easier when you're not alone. That's what I believe in. It's easier when you're not alone, and it links to this quote that I've heard multiple times. If you want to run faster, go alone. If you want to if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to run if you want to go further, then go with people. I don't believe in that. I don't think to go faster, you should go alone, And maybe I don't fully understand the context in which people say this, but I know generally they usually use it when they say, if you want to go fast, like if you want to do anything like a task and you want to do it quickly, do it alone. But if you want to go further with the task or to be a better person at the end of the task, do it with a lot of people. And I think, to be honest, for me, from what I've learned in the last 4 episodes, is that for me to go faster, I need people. When I'm alone and I'm sitting thinking, okay, what am I going to talk about in the next episode? And I'm alone and I'm not bouncing any ideas to anyone. It's difficult for me to conceptualize something, until I have a conversation with someone, whether it's intentional or not. I'm like, oh, okay, shoot, here's my idea for the next episode. So I think you need people, and I've seen in the last few weeks, man, people have offered help, have given me advice, have engaged me in the conversations, what they like, what they don't like, and every little bit of input has allowed me to go a bit quicker than I would be before. So I definitely don't believe that if you want to go fast, you have to go alone. I think you need people, and for me, it's been easier when I wasn't alone and when I was talking to people and I was engaging with the platform in the comments, and whether or not, like I said, I hadn't responded to some of the comments, and I'll get to that, But for me, it's nicer, it's easier. It's always moments of, oh yes, when I go through and I'm like, oh shoot, oh that, oh this, all the views are up, all the subscribers are up and stuff. So those are the 3 things, man, that I just wanted to share with you today. Like I said, I don't want to keep this episode too long. What are we on? Yeah, I'll keep it there for now. But ultimately, thank you to everyone that is subscribed. There was the subscriber who was talking about, I think in the last episode I spoke about like my family and friends and stuff, and I seem to leave out everyone that is on the platform with me. So to everyone that is subscribed, everyone that comes and watches, even if you're not subscribing or liking or commenting, everyone, if you've gotten to this point where you are going to see this part, I just want to say thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Just just continue with the support, and I really do hope I bring value and you get value from watching the videos. So yeah, until the next episode, I will see you again in episode number 5. Thank you so much for coming through, and I hope you enjoyed.